Well, here we go. How are we doing, Speed?
We're doing good. We are climbing.
We are climbing.
Climbing.
There's some snow-capped mountains.
When you're pulling into Calico Ghost Town,
And not only do you see this old miner with his shovel, you also see an array of old mining equipment and vehicles.
as we pull into the registration booth, a quick process since we prepaid when we made our reservations and we were on our way. Here you catch a glimpse of the old ghost town upon the hill. Alright, so we've just parked, got ourselves all set up. Up on top of that hill reads Calico, or Calico Ghost Town. Big silver mining town from way back when, 1800s. Gonna go up this trail and check it out. About a quarter-mile walk and a small hill to climb, and we were at the entrance to this old ghost town. The streets of Calico are now lined with shops, museums, and restaurants. When I was 15 and had my learner's permit, my father and I drove out to meet some family friends that were on vacation in Las Vegas. When we got to Barstow, California, my dad looked over at me and said, "Have you ever been to a ghost town?" I replied I had not, and he said, "Exit the highway here." We came up through Calico, walked its streets, explored the mines, and rode the train. I remembered that side trip all those years ago, so when I saw on our route that we were going to pass through Barstow, I looked for the closest RV park to spend a couple of days touring Calico. As fate would have it, Calico has its own RV park. I was super excited to share a childhood memory with Danette. It was a bit of a gamble, not knowing how receptive Danette would be staying at Calico, but the gamble paid off, and she said she would like to stay longer next time. Calico is an Old West mining town that has been around since 1881 and was abandoned in the mid-1890s after the Silver Purchase Act was enacted. It drove the price down to 57 cents per troy ounce for silver. By 1907, the town was completely abandoned. There was an attempt to revive the town around 1915 with the construction of a cyanide plant. Walter Knott and his wife Cordelia, the founders of Knott's Berry Farm, were homesteaded nearby at Newberry Springs around that time, and Walter Knott helped build the redwood cyanide tanks for the plant. Community bulletin board. Mine for sale to the county. $200. They can mind their own business. Mind their own business. In the 1940s, Walter Knott built a ghost town area in his park of Knott's Berry Farm. Walter Knott, his son Russell, and Paul von Kleben, who was Knott's art director, made a trip to Calico. The three of them decided if they can make their own imaginary ghost town at Knott's Berry Farm, why not restore a real ghost town? In 1951, Walter Knott bought the town of Calico from the Zenda Mining Company and put Paul von Kleben in charge of restoring it to its original condition, spending $700,000. That's equal to approximately $7.8 million in today's currency. In 1966, Walter Knott donated the town to the San Bernardino County, making Calico a county regional park.
Going in for a shave, are ya?
Home sweet home. Most of the people of Calico, the miners, merchants, and other families were hard-working, stable folk, proud of the law and order usually absent in a boom town. Here are the ordinary items of home and life used by the ordinary folk who are the heart of Calico. What made Calico run? Tools and wagon wheels, wood and kerosene, beasts of burden, and elbow grease. These are the things that made Calico run. Chinese laundry. Bathtub at Old Calico. Wow. That is tiny. It's got a picture of a little kid in it.
Wow.
And I guess a wooden tub over here. So this would be where the little pharmacy right smushed in here.
Give me some elixir.
How cool is that?
Wow.
Mining District Recorder. Recording claims $1.
A whole dollar.
This was the jail, huh?
Mm-hmm. That doesn't look very cozy inside there.
Walking up to the Mystery Shack, we just had to go in.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
And then, of course, we have our man-eating chicken. Wait a second, though.
You don't understand. I had brothers, and anytime that somebody told you to open something, it was usually an air cannon coming at you, full speed ahead.
Man-eating chicken.
That's funny. Not my kind of place.
For a whole week's work back then, that's what miners make. It was a lot to them, it's not a lot to us. That is Harry Dover right there. So Harry would say to them, I bet you $7.50. You can't guess where these balls will go if I put them down in the middle of this table and let go. So where do you guys think these balls might go?
I think they're gonna come over here in this corner.
Okay.
Speed.
I'm thinking the back corner pocket.
Oh, that's so weird.
Well,
No way!
obviously, some got it right, some got it wrong.
Wow!
Harry did make some money off you guys, though. Right there, Harry Dover. And this lovely lady next to him, her name's Eileen.
There were a lot of neat gags in the Mystery Shack. Speaking of shacks, here's an old miner's cabin built into the side of the hill. walking into one of the original houses that is now a museum was actually the original home of Lucy Lane. Dory took a few steps in the house and pulled Danette right back out the door.
Girl? She said no. I said right there.
She wanted nothing to do with this structure. Guess I'm on my own. Lucy was the first lady of Calico and one of the last residents of the town to leave it. Along the walls are pictures of Calico during its heydays. There's also a bunch of antique furniture and the old cast iron stove. During the early 1930s, a small operation called the Zenda Mining Company mined here for silver. In this building, another one of Calico's original buildings, was also being used as a museum, housing items left behind from the Zenda Mining Company. In 1941, Zenda Mining Company ended their operations in Calico. This building was deemed okay by Dory, and she allowed Danette entry. I walked across a bridge to the old schoolhouse, which is a replica of the actual schoolhouse on its original location. Church services would have been held here in the schoolhouse on Sundays. Thankfully, the outhouse was located on the downhill side from the schoolhouse. Well, because we all know it rolls downhill, and that would put it away from the school, thankfully. Looks like Danette got Dory to come across the bridge after all. Sadly, as soon as I stopped recording, Dory pulled Danette over a rock that twisted her ankle. Worry not, Danette is built Texas tough. A few days with her ankle wrapped and rotating heat and cold, she was back to her normal self. It is said if you explore further into the canyons and the hills beyond the town and tourist areas, you will encounter numerous mine shafts. Within a 12-year period, over 500 mines were dug throughout the Calico Mountains. Also built throughout the area are numerous dugouts. Prospectors lived close to their claims and would build dugouts in the side of the hills to protect them from the harsh desert weather. So I just came down this trail right here and I didn't even see this until I was almost upon it. We've got a dugout right in the side of this mountain here. It's got a closed up door. I don't know, there's too much glare. See if we can see anything inside. I don't know if anything's coming out or not. I don't know where the hell I'm supposed to go on this trail. This trail kind of just gave up on me. And here's some more paved rocks. They use some of these pavers here to kind of get you along. It's a good thing they did, because otherwise I would not have seen where to keep heading down. Okay, it's Maggie Mine Glory Hole. Near this spot in 1882, a schoolboy found a silver leaning rock, leading to the discovery of this $65,000 glory hole. Glory holes are clearly called something else nowadays, so try and keep your amusement at bay as we look into this glory hole. And there goes the Calico mine train.
It just goes back a little ways. It's not very far at all. It's maybe about 20 feet. That's it. So. Well, I know most of you have heard me talk about Cerro Gordo and the mining town in Inyo National Forest and the Ghost Town Living that's on YouTube, one of my favorite YouTube channels to watch. And you know, I look at what he's trying to accomplish up there, and I see what they've done here, and you know, a good hybrid between Calico and the current state of Cerro Gordo would be awesome. And I really hope that that happens for Brent over there in Cerro Gordo. I hope that soon the American Hotel will be rebuilt. Something about ghost towns just ignites some sort of a passion in me where I just want to see them all and I want to enjoy them all.
Collapse was not a word many miners love to hear, but it was not uncommon. Both of the tunnels we see here are at the same level, therefore they are most likely part of the same mine. This pile of rock is called a tailings pile. Tailings are the leftover mineral after separating the valuable fraction from the uneconomical fraction of the ore. It was not an exact science in the late 1800s, and this tailings pile has an estimated 13 million in silver still in it. But to extract it would cost more than it's worth. Desert sunsets are quite the beautiful sight to see. During the day, the desert can look a little drab and brown, but sunset hours, that's when the terrain shows off the many colors that make up the desert landscape. If you're ever RVing or just driving through Barstow, California, don't forget to stop by Calico Ghost Town. Camping in the RV park was the icing on the cake. It appears that we've come to the dead end of this episode. Next week, we are going big. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.